Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well, and I also hope that this presentation will be beneficial to all the viewers. Myself Uzma Gulzar, and I'm currently pursuing PG in Fruit Science at SCOS Jammu. Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Prashant Bakshi sir, who always puts forth his students to new innovative things and is always inspired us to be better versions and to always strive to do our personal best. So, moving to our first slide, which says the title of this presentation, and that is Biodiversity and Conservation of Guava. As we all know that guava has high nutritional quality, it is a good source of vitamin C, vitamin B, and it also contains some important minerals such as zinc in it, and it also helps in burning body fat and is soothing to our stomach as well. It is good to our bones. So, moving to the next slide, let's start with its classification. That is, its scientific name is Psydium gajava. It belongs to family Myritaceae and has the chromosome number of 2n is equal to 22. Now, its introduction says that guava is also known as apple of tropics. Why? Because it has high content of vitamin C, pectin, and other nutrients in it. So, as it contains pectin, so it's also used in making jellies. Important guava growing states in country are UP, Bihar, MP and Maharashtra. Allahabad district of UP has the reputation of growing the best quality guava fruits in the world. The importance of guava is due to the fact that it is a hardy fruit that can be grown in alkaline and poorly drained soils also. Taking this presentation forward, we will start with the next heading, that is biodiversity and conservation of guava. Firstly, we need to know what biodiversity is. So, biodiversity or biological diversity is the variety of plants, gene species in a particular habitat or in any ecosystem. So, greater the diversity, broad will be its genetic base to the breeding population. Now, it can also be defined as the variety of life on Earth, which includes all the life forms, may it be fungi, protozoa, bacteria, plants, animals, etc. Here, I would like to add to this that United Nations General Assembly has declared 2010 as International Year of Biodiversity. Now, conservation of biodiversity. So, it refers to the protection, preservation, management of ecosystems and natural habitats, and also ensuring that they are healthy and functional. So, conservation of diversity is of three types: genetic, species, and ecosystem diversity. And now we will go through these one by one. So, genetic diversity refers to the variety of genes and genotypes found in a particular species, and species diversity is the sum total of the species found in a region, and ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of biological organisms found in various ecosystems. With this, we'll start the advantages of biodiversity. It provides protection against biotic and abiotic stress. It provides choice of hybridization, adaptation to the environmental changes. If there is a variability in any species, it gradually will be very adaptive to the changing environment. It also provides genetic base in breeding population. Conservation method. There are two methods of conservation, that is in situ conservation and ex situ conservation. In situ conservation refers to the preservation and protection of the species in their natural habitat or conservation of genetic resources in natural population of plants or animal species. It includes national parks, on-farm conservations, biosphere reserves, etc. Now, ex situ conservation. It means the conservation of life outside their natural habitat. In this method, the population or the entire endangered species is taken from its natural habitat where it is threatened, and breeding and maintaining of these species take place in artificial ecosystems. It includes DNA storage, pollen storage, field gene banks. This slide is about the center of origin of guava. The center of origin is a geographical area where the particular group of organisms, either domesticated or wild, have first originated. Many people consider that center of origin is also called as the center of diversity, but in actual case, the centers of diversity may not represent the centers of origin of a crop plant. Tropical America is supposed to be the center of origin of guava, where it is found in wild as well as in cultivated forms. Guava came to India at a very early time before 17th century. So, center of origin or center of diversity, these were first found or identified in 1924 by Nikolai Vavilov. Going towards the next slide, which says varieties. First one is Safed Jam. This is a hybrid between Allahabad Safeda and Kohir, which is a local collection from Hyderabad and Karnataka region. It is similar to Allahabad Safeda in growth habit and also in fruit quality. The fruits are bigger in size with good quality and few soft seeds. Second is Kohir Safeda, which is a cross between, which is a hybrid actually between Kohir and Allahabad Safeda. Tree is vigorous, fruits are large with few soft seeds and white flesh. Now, third one is Hisar Safeda. It is a cross between Allahabad Safeda and seedless, which has upright growth with compact round. Its fruits are round, weighing around 92 grams each. Pulp is creamy white with less seeds, and its TSS is 13.4% and ascorbic acid content is 185 mg per 100 grams. Last one is Hisar Surkha, which is a cross between apple color and Banarsi Surkha. Tree is medium in height with broad to compact crown. Fruit is round, weighing around 86 grams. Pulp is pink, having 13.6 TSS and SSDT 0.48%. Now, this part of the cultivation of guava is very important, that is the flowering and fruiting. In guava, flowering or fruiting occurs on current season's growth, and because of that reason, we are advised not to go for the severe pruning in subtropical or tropical crops because of their terminal bearing habit. And if we do that, we are cutting the bearing sites, and that eventually will lead to the low production. So, even though this crop is available around the year, for the purpose of commercial production, three distinct flowering seasons have been identified in southern parts of India and two in northern parts. In North India, February and June are considered as the flowering months of this, and the flowering or the spring flowering is also known as Ambe Bahar. Fruiting can be obtained from this crop during June to September, that is during a rainy season crop. The second or monsoon flowering is called as Mirk Bahar, and the crop is available during November to March. In southern and western parts of India, third flowering occurs in October, that is Hast Bahar, and yields can be obtained from this crop during the spring season. And also, guava is a self pollinated crop, but to some extent, cross pollination takes place. And out of all these bahars, Ambe Bahar or rainy season crop is discarded because during that period of time, there is more incidence of fruit flies and there is more rotting of fruits. So, the deterioration of the fruit is more, so that fruit is discarded, and rather than that, Mirk Bahar is taken, which is considered as the best fruit crop or best a season crop. So, plasm resources. In Havana province, the principal Cuban guava collection was established. This gene bank was formed from three different sources, that is, foreign cultivars, plant prospected in different localities throughout the country, and selected genotypes segregating from open pollinated seeds. Now, about 103 genotypes are available in India. Several edible species of the genus Cydium, like Cydium catalinum, Cydium genesis, Cydium araca, are grown in various parts of the world. Unfortunately, all commercial genotypes are highly susceptible to guava wilt, and Cydium molli and Cydium guinness and Philippines guava are reported to be resistant to this disease. In India, many guava clones have been introduced from Australia, Brazil, and from USA, and wild species like Cydium sarconium, Cydium lutorli, and Cydium variety longipes are used for varietal development. Now, moving to the next slide. and ex situ conservation. The samples of wild guavas and other myrtaceae were collected in different areas of the country. Other myrtaceae mainly south to the Orinoco River. Currently, the collection comprises of 159 samples, of which 101 samples are Cydium gajava and 58 samples are other species of Myrtaceae. This collection includes herbarium vouchers, seeds, DNA samples, and information concerning the origin of the trees. The seeds were aseptically germinated and acclimatized in a greenhouse before transfer to the field. The ex situ conservation or ex situ collection comprises of 50 different samples of Cydium gajava. The plants established in the field were used to extract nucleic acids for the DNA collection. The phenotypic traits were evaluated and compared with those of the donor plants also. Problems of recalcitrancy. There are several problems associated with in vitro culture of explants obtained from the mature trees of guava, such as browning or blackening of medium or the explants due to the leaching of phenolics, microbial contamination, and in vitro tissue recalcitrants, etc. Recalcitrant seeds cannot be stored at sub-zero temperatures in conventional freezers, that's at 20 degrees minus 20 degrees Celsius, as slow cooling results in the lethal ice crystallization. Recalcitrant seeds are intolerant of significant maturation drying, as these are usually shed from the mother plants at the end of the stage 2 of the seed development, that's before entering to the stage 3rd. Now, recent developments and prospectus. Several biotechnological approaches such as genetic transformation may be effective practical solution for many problems and improvement of guava. During the past 2 to 3 decades, different approaches have been made for in vitro propagation of guava. An overview on the in vitro regeneration of guava, where organogenesis, somatic embryogenesis, and synthetic seeds is presented. Production of synthetic seeds using embryogenic propagules, shoot tips, and nodal segments have been achieved. Development of synthetic seeds in guava may be applicable for propagation also. Breeding objectives. So, first is development of seedless varieties, less pectin content for edible purpose, more pectin content for processing, uniform ripening, high keeping quality, resistance to tea, mosquito bug, and wilt. Hybridization. Talking about hybridization, at IIHR Bangalore, as a result of hybridization among Allahabad Safeda, red flesh, Chitidar, apple color, Lucknow 49, 600 F1 hybrids were raised. One hybrid Arka Mulia has been released recently. It is progeny from cross Allahabad Safeda and triploid. Let's discuss about the polyploid breeding. So, producing triploids will be futile since the fruit shape in triploids is highly irregular and misshapen because of the differential seed size. However, in order to evolve varieties with less seeds and increase productivity, crosses were made at IRI New Delhi between seedless triploid and seeded diploid variety, that's Allahabad Safeda. Of these 73 F1 hybrids, raised 26 were diploids, 9 trisomics, 5 double trisomics, and 13 tetrasomics. Distinct variation in tree growth habit and leaf and fruit characters was also observed in this polyploid breeding. Now, the achievements. So, developed at GFES Pune, seedling selection of Allahabad Safeda, semi-dwarf tree, high yielding and white flesh. Banarsi Surkha is a selection from local red flesh type, heavy bearer, large fruits, flesh is soft and pink. CISHG developed at CISH Lucknow, fruit color is deep red, TSS is 15 bricks and is soft seeded. Bangalore local, it is a local selection with a white flesh and soft seeded fruit, and fruit is large. Now next one is Arka Mridula, developed at CISH Lucknow. It's a selection from apple color. Last one is Prabhat. That's a seedling selection from GBPO80 Pantnagar. It's a prolific bearer, soft seeds with good quality fruits. Intellectual property right. The IPR protection of fruit cultivars has escalated in recent years, and this trend will continue using various protection options such as primarily plant patents, plant breeders' rights, trademarks, etc., with minimal use of utility patents or plant variety protection. Contracts and licensing is an integral part of the protection process. So, IPR also means such rights recognized by law which results from the intellectual activity in the field of literature, art, science, and industry. Its types are geographical indication, patents, trademark, and copyright. Moving to the next slide. Geographical indication GI is a tag used on goods stating that a given product originates in a given geographical area. The use of GI may act as certification that the product possesses certain qualities or enjoys certain reputation. So, in Goa, Allahabad Surkha received its GI tag in 2007 2008. Biodiversity documentation is the process of identifying, recording species of plants in a given area. So, methods of documentation may include photography, sound recordings, and collection of voucher specimens, etc. So, the process of systematically collecting, organizing, or storing, retrieving, and disseminating information. The documentation process may involve the information from individuals through detailed questionnaire, focused group discussion, and documentation is the basis of the successful management of the farm. Moving forward, next is I have chosen some important MCQs which may help. So, first one is what color are the flowers of guava? So, the options are yellow, pink, or white, and the right option is white. Second question is how many petals does the guava flower have? Options are 6, 5, or 4, and the right option is 5. Third one is guava has maximum amount of which vitamin? Among vitamin K, vitamin B, and vitamin C. And the right option among these three is vitamin C. I have also added some important one liners. First one is which fruit is suitable for jelly due to pectin, that is guava. As I already mentioned in the first slide that guava is the rich source of pectin. Second is seedless variety of guava is that is behet coconut, and third one is pink fleshed variety of guava is, and the answer is Lalit. Next is guava is commercially propagated by, and the answer is air layering or stooling. Fifth question is edible part of guava is, that is thalamus and pericarp. And sixth one is TSS in guava fruit is, and the answer is 10 to 12 bricks. And seventh is major disease of guava are, answer is wilt and anthracnose. Eighth is major insect pest of guava are fruit fly and bark eating caterpillar. With this I conclude, and I hope that this is helpful to you. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot.